Reading about the crisis in the Sudanese region of Darfur when he decided to help. Nick Anderson launched Dollars for Darfur, challenging thousands of high school students around the country to get involved. As NECN's Ali Donnelly tells us, he took a common teen tool and used it for global good.
It was pretty lush, actually.
18-year-old Nick Anderson was startled by the landscape of Darfur.
There were rivers running from town to town, framed by this beautiful mountain landscape. It was pretty breathtaking, actually.
A stark contrast to what he had been reading about the crisis that has swept the western region of Sudan for the last 4 years. More than 200,000 people have died and more than 2.5 million have been displaced since rebels took up arms against the government.
The scale of the crisis was something that really struck me.
Though a high school student from Conway, Massachusetts, Anderson wanted to help these people, running from violence, living in refugee camps.
The way the people were reacting and trying to rebuild their communities and making an effort to improve their lives really affected me and inspired me.
Anderson didn't want to just contribute to a cause. He wanted to make an impact, and a big one. So he turned to the tool of his generation, technology.
We spread the word using MySpace and Facebook, which at the time was mostly just being used as a social networking tool and not really as something that was being used for aid groups and fundraising.
Using the internet, Anderson and a friend challenged students from 2,500 high schools across the country to raise money any way they could. And it worked. The campaign netted more than $300,000.
I've really realized how much of a difference an individual can make in their community.
The money was split 50-50, half going to support advocacy groups for the refugees and half to relief organizations.
Pushing for change in Darfur, as well as humanitarian aid, because these people need help on the ground right now.
The high schoolers also testified before Congress in June, pushing for American intervention. And the aid organization Oxfam America made Anderson one of its youth ambassadors. The teen just back from his first visit to Darfur, where he went from camp to camp, largely asking the young people the same question: what can we do? The answers were just as repetitive.
Things as simple as shovels to fill in standing pools of water in their schoolyards so mosquitoes with malaria don't breed. And then things like electrical skills, plumbing skills, carpentry skills, so they can rebuild their homes and their communities.
A senior, Anderson plans to go to college next year and may major in international relations. Seems to us he's got some pretty good extra credit. In Boston, Ali Donnelly, NECN.
Let's check on the afternoon commute. Frankie Fox is